Empires are often remembered for the enemies they defeated and the weapons they mastered. Assyria carved fear into the ancient Near East through systematic brutality. Macedon reshaped the known world with speed and shock under Alexander. The Mongol Empire expanded across continents through mobility, coordination, and terror. In each case, history tends to explain dominance in familiar terms: stronger armies, better tactics, deadlier force. Power, we are taught, belongs to those who strike hardest and overwhelm their enemies on the battlefield. But history is rarely that simple. Again and again, the greatest powers of the ancient world did not collapse when they were outmatched by foreign armies, but when something inside them failed. Athens did not lose its empire because Sparta suddenly became superior at sea, but because political instability and internal division drained its strength. The Persian Empire did not fall solely because Macedonian spears were sharper, but because authority fractured across its vast territories. Carthage, wealthy and formidable, was weakened long before Roman legions breached its walls, undermined by internal rivalry and strategic paralysis. Across centuries and cultures, a quieter truth emerges. Weapons can destroy armies, but disorder can erase states. No civilization understood this more clearly than Rome. The Roman Empire is remembered for discipline, for legions advancing in tight formation, shields locked, standards held high above the dust and noise of battle. Roman soldiers dominate popular imagination as relentless, unbreakable figures, marching forward with mechanical precision. Their victories are often attributed to superior organization, logistics, and professionalism. Yet when Roman commanders, historians, and military theorists wrote about war, they rarely described enemy weapons as their greatest fear. Instead, they warned repeatedly about something far more dangerous, far more unpredictable, and far harder to control. They feared disorder. But what about Rome's enemies? What about Hannibal at Cannae, whose tactics annihilated tens of thousands of Roman soldiers in a single afternoon? What about Germanic ambushes in dense forests? Parthian horse archers harassing legions from beyond reach? Or Gallic charges that shattered less disciplined armies? Surely Rome's greatest danger lay in the hands of those who sought to destroy it from the outside. The Roman sources tell a different story. To the Roman military mind, defeat did not begin when swords clashed. It began earlier, in hesitation, confusion, rumor, and fear spreading quietly through the ranks. A legion could survive casualties, exhaustion, hunger, and even tactical defeat. But once cohesion broke, once soldiers stopped acting as a single body, the legion ceased to exist as a fighting force. From that moment onward, destruction was no longer a possibility. It was an inevitability. This documentary approaches Roman discipline not as a slogan or myth, but as a deliberately constructed system, refined through centuries of failure, trauma, and adaptation. Using modern archaeological evidence, reconstructed battlefields, surviving military manuals, and first-hand Roman accounts, we will examine the Roman army from multiple perspectives at once. By shifting viewpoint, from the general's command position to the soldier's place in the line, from the written word to the physical terrain beneath their feet, we can begin to understand why Rome feared collapse from within more than attack from without. Modern tools allow us to do what ancient historians could not.
Survey the western wall next.
Digital terrain reconstruction makes it possible to visualize how Roman formations moved across rivers, plains, and broken ground, and how easily order could dissolve under pressure. Archaeology reveals standardized equipment, fortified marching camps, and rigid layouts that governed daily military life. Written sources, from Polybius to Caesar to Vegetius, offer procedural insight rather than heroic storytelling, describing how Roman armies trained, punished, rotated lines, and enforced obedience. By combining these perspectives, we are not simply recounting events. We are reconstructing a mindset. At the center of that mindset was a simple principle. The individual soldier did not matter. The formation did. Roman weapons were not exceptional by ancient standards. The gladius was short and designed for controlled thrusting, not dramatic swings. Roman armor was heavy and often restrictive. Their tactics were rigid, their movements rehearsed. This was not an army designed for personal heroism. It was designed to eliminate uncertainty. Every soldier knew where to stand, when to advance, when to fall back, and when to hold. A Roman legion was not a collection of warriors. It was a system, and systems survive only as long as order is maintained. Roman commanders learned early that disorder spread faster than courage. One man breaking ranks could expose another. One cohort retreating could pull neighboring units with it. Panic was contagious, and once it took hold, it could not be negotiated with or inspired away. Roman military culture treated this not as theory, but as a fact proven repeatedly through disaster. Training was the first line of defense against this threat. Recruits drilled endlessly, repeating the same motions until response replaced thought. Marching, forming ranks, advancing behind shields, rotating lines. These were not skills learned once, but habits burned into muscle memory. In battle, a Roman soldier was not meant to decide what to do. He was meant to execute what had already been decided for him. Discipline extended beyond training into every aspect of military life. Camps were fortified every night, even in friendly territory. Watches were strictly enforced. Punishments were public and severe. Minor infractions could lead to beatings. Desertion meant execution. Cowardice was not treated as fear, but as betrayal of the unit. These measures were not driven by cruelty alone. They were preventative. Roman commanders feared the ripple effect of one man's weakness more than the blade of any enemy. The most infamous expression of this philosophy was decimation. When a unit mutinied or fled, 1 in 10 men was selected by lot and executed by their comrades. This punishment was rare, but its existence mattered more than its frequency. It reinforced a single message. Survival depended on collective obedience. The individual lived or died by the discipline of the group. Battlefield experience reinforced this worldview. At Cannae in 216 BCE, Hannibal destroyed a massive Roman army through encirclement and tactical brilliance. Tens of thousands were killed, yet Rome did not collapse. New armies were raised. Command structures remained intact. Panic did not spread uncontrollably through Italy. The defeat was catastrophic, but contained. Rome lost men, not control. By contrast, Rome's worst disasters often followed internal breakdown rather than enemy superiority. When commanders argued, when authority was divided, when orders conflicted, Roman armies were annihilated. Ancient historians emphasize this pattern repeatedly. Defeat followed confusion. Survival followed order. Roman writers were explicit about these lessons. Vegetius stated that victory depended more on discipline than numbers. Julius Caesar focused obsessively on morale, cohesion, and rumor, warning that hesitation could undo even the strongest position. When panic threatened his army, he intervened personally, not to inspire heroics, but to restore control. This obsession with order shaped Roman identity itself. Fear was not eliminated. It was managed. Individual will was suppressed in favor of collective reflex. Rome conquered not because its soldiers felt no fear, but because fear was denied the space to spread. To understand why Roman legions feared disorder more than enemy weapons, we must return to the moment when this lesson was first burned into Roman memory, at a river just north of the city, in the early 4th century BCE, on the day Rome learned that panic could destroy an army before the enemy ever reached its walls. The River Allia, outside Rome, 390 BCE.